This is raw and unfiltered, from sex, sports to culture, all topics considered. It's a good time with dope conversation. Every time you take a listen, it's a celebration. So tap in, you won't be disappointed. Keep it a buck, anything else is pointless. Facts over fluff, our discussions are poignant. Politically incorrect, well that's what the point is. We talk our talk like nobody else can. We give our perspective, not afraid to make a stand. Nothing off the record, every take and every rant is unapologetic, and we stand on that. We make you think, we make you laugh out loud. The realest place on the internet, hands down. We give it to you straight, nothing here is watered down. The best show in town, and you can bet the house. Yes, you can bet the house. Yes, you can bet the house. We give it to you straight, nothing here is watered down. The best show in town, and you can bet the house.
Y'all already know what it is, what it is, what it is, and what it's always gonna be. That the house is in the building. All right, so tonight I got two first timers coming through to collab with me today. Ladies first, we're gonna start with Miss Confessions. Is it from a red couch?
Yes, it's
is the
from
couch
a red
still
couch.
red this
It's
season?
still red. It's back here behind me.
All right, so take a little time, introduce yourself, and tell us about your platform one time.
All right. Well, my name is JANAE, and I have a podcast and blog called Confessions from a Red Couch. It's all about improving the relationship with yourself so you don't take your trash to others, because nobody wants your unresolved issues. And right now, I've been on a bit of a hiatus because I just brought a human into the world.
Okay.
So it's all about self-care, and I'm about self-care. And so I chose to, take some time away and focus on my little one and my self-care and making sure that I'm good, because I can't give to anybody if I'm, trash. So
Facts. Facts. Then I got my man Ryan.
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for having me, first off. Also want to say congratulations on bringing a little one into the world.
Thank you.
That's a huge task. So much respect to young mothers, or just mothers, period. And I'm happy to be here, man. Thank you for having me. Especially first time. I'm very excited.
So listen, man, tonight is gonna be a fun little episode. So we're gonna get it started with
It's the buy-in. It's the buy-in. Bet the house. Bet the house.
You like
Who you
that?
got your money on?
You like that?
It's going down. Welcome to the show.
All right, so listen. First topic. Vacation is for actual bays. Y'all agree with that?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah. I say if you like the person and you just feeling it and want to go on a vacation with somebody and y'all have an understanding, then why not have at it? But I do feel like you need to like the person to do it, to go.
Yeah. When I think of vacation, I think of somebody that you're in an actual relationship with, not somebody that you're just doing a fling with.
Right. Yeah.
I think of vacation as somebody you take serious. I mean, I understand. I mean, if you got like someone like a fling or something like that, I wouldn't call it a vacation, but maybe you take them somewhere a little small, like I don't know, Orlando, real quick.
Go to Orlando.
Disney World, Disneyland.
Yeah.
Austin. You go to Austin. We in Texas, so you take them to Austin real fast.
Yeah. You take them. The overseas trips and like all the exotic stuff. That's for the bays.
But so no Jamaicas, no Dominican Republic, none of that. Now some people would think. Some people, I know people go on trips with other people because they don't want to go alone. They don't necessarily, see a future or anything with them. But then you have people who expect to be flew out and the person that's doing the flying out, he or she is going to want to be intimate. Like, so yes, this is why I came up with this topic. Like, no, I'm not flying you out. I'm not taking you no place romantic or anything like that, because if we're going on a romantic place, I'm going to want some type of romance in this romantic place. Like, I'm not giving you a free trip just so you can go do you and I can do me. Now I could do that at the crib.
Like you can look like you taking selfies but you're not taking selfies.
That's another thing too. Like, we gotta get that established before we even do any kind of trip planning. Like, I feel like that type of stuff gotta be established. Like, okay, listen, I'm flying you out. These tickets are expensive. You know, is there some kind of romantic chemistry here? First of all, I'm gonna tell you this. If I've never been intimate with you before, I'm kind of not gonna risk
hell no
taking somebody.
Right. I get that. Like,
yeah, I'm not gonna risk taking somebody new out and we've never gotten intimate before. Like, it's levels to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of people be feeling like, because I see a lot of stuff on social media. Some of it just a little bit crazy to me, because there are women and men who feel like if we fly, if we go on a vacation, yeah, I'm going to want that type of intimacy, that type of attention. So if you're not going to give it to me, then I'm going to go take the person that I know is going to give it to me. So this is why I think it's always good to establish what's going on before we get the trip planning and all of that. So y'all ever been in that situation?
You know what? It's funny. Shout out to my homeboy Preston. We used to do the podcast called Adventure with Pictures, and that was actually one of the topics. Me personally, I haven't been in that situation because, as I mentioned, I'm not flying anybody out or going on vacation with somebody that I haven't been intimate with previously anyway. That just makes no sense, because I just feel like if you roll the dice like that, and like that person just likes you as a friend, and you're the one that was so overly generous and offered you, and you offer that person a trip. Yeah, just because you offer them a trip and you ain't been intimate, they're not obligated to give you something. I think some guys really get that confused. But nevertheless, back to my point, on the podcast, we had an episode where one of our guests said that there was a guy that was interested in her, and he wanted to go on vacation with her, this and the third. And she said, cool, but she set the rules up front. She was like, look, let me let you know right now, I like you as a friend. If you still want to, go on this trip, I'll roll with you, but I'm gonna let you know up front, it ain't going down like that. You know what I'm saying? So so even though I haven't been in that personal situation, I do have respect for somebody who can at least be like, look, I ain't giving it up. But if you still want to take me, I'll go. At least she was honest. And and he still took her. He still wanted to fly her out. Of course, he tried to change her mind, but it didn't work. And that's just the risk he was taking. He thought maybe he could get it down there, get it in that mood. You see the water of the the blue water and the white sand. She was like, nah, she got her own room. Matter of fact, she got a separate room and all.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That I've never understand the idea of being flued out. Like, I don't, because I could do that myself. I could do it before I got married, so it wasn't no reason to like be like, oh, he flew me out. I don't care. I could do that myself. That's not anything that's impressive. But it's just like there are expectations, as much as we don't want to say there aren't. Like you said, he tried to change her mind. Even though they had separate rooms, he still, because in the back of his head, he's still like, I got a chance. So, if that happens, and that's anybody, like, I might still got a chance. I might be able to persuade, like you said, nice blue water, nice scenery. We aren't in the country. We're someplace else. You can act however you want to. And it's always, sometimes it's a 50-50 chance. Go for it. Take a chance.
Yeah, and that's and you know what? That's cool. Establish the ground rules and all that. Give me the choice to know that what we're doing before we make these plans, because I don't want to get the wrong impression, and I don't want to give you the wrong impression. We miles away, and then now You know, I never leave a woman stranded. You know, that I ain't Future. You know, Future did that shit. And I know it's some dudes out here that will, but I'm not one of them dudes. I feel like, yeah, if you establish that, because now it's like, again, you have some people who don't want to go on trips and stuff alone. They want some sort of familiarity around them. And that's cool, you know, because now, you know, when, you know, now I know we'll have separate hotel rooms because we're in another city. I'm not finna be alone on this trip. So yeah. I might meet somebody, you might meet somebody. I don't want to be in the same room with you. And no, so yeah, I think rules are established. But again, if we're going away for 7 days or 7 days, 6 nights, something like that, yes, I want, you know, I'm not taking you just to look at you or just for eye candy, anything like that. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I know it's your show, Big Smash, but I got a hypothetical question. So
go ahead.
So in that situation, let's say a woman is like, look, you know, Big Smash, that's cool. I'll still roll with you on this trip, but ain't nothing going down like that, right? So being that she set ground rules that she ain't trying to be intimate, but if you still want someone to go, she'll go. Who pays for what? Do you still pay for her flight? Does she pay for her own room?
Hey man, y'all can ask all the questions y'all want, because that's a damn good question. I'm gonna tell you the honest God truth. The old me, if I asked you to come with me, you set the ground rules. You gave me the choice to decide if I still want you to go or not. If I still want you to go, because I still feel like this will be a good situation, yes, I'll pay for it. But now, if you know and I know ain't nothing finna shake, but you still want to go and I still don't want to go by myself, we can go, we can split, we can go half and half and do all that. But as far as me paying for everything, just me, nah.
Yeah, no.
I can't see it.
Like I said, maybe it's just me, and I don't know. My daddy raised me different. He told me that, you know, if you don't want anybody to expect anything from you, always make sure you can take care of yourself. Exactly. You know, don't ever depend on anybody else like paying for stuff for you, because everybody always has an expectation, whether they say it or not. There's always some type of, you know, I do this, you do this, if they say it or not. So like, even if it was with a friend, like I'm paying my whole way, you know, I'm gonna do that just because of, I don't want lines to be blurred or crossed because it's being taken care of.
Because you don't want to get up with somebody and then they're making a GoFundMe on for you to help get them back home. You know, because you know, I done met somebody down there. Now I'm spending the rest of this 7 days, 7 nights, 6 day trip, and I done changed the hotel key cards and everything else, because you know what I'm saying now. But here's the thing: be actual with it though. Don't tell me, yeah, we gonna be intimate, we gonna do all this, and then we get there and then you act new.
You acting different. Yeah,
you act brand new. Like I've seen it.
That's a breach of contract. It's a breach of contract.
I'm a fuck the shit out you on the balcony and all this and all that. Then you get him here, and I just want to be cool.
Yeah, no.
You've known somebody that happened to before, Big Smash?
Yes. I got a cousin that went through that, and he did what Future did. He canceled. He canceled all the plane. I mean, he wasn't wrong. I mean, you know, you led him on to thinking.
You are correct about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here with you. And then he said when they got there, she got to acting all funny. She wanted to go shop. She was making plans with other dudes that she also knew what was out there. And well, you go ahead on and
that ain't right.
You go ahead on and get with them dudes.
Your cousin was right.
Yeah. Your cousin did right. That's coming from a woman. Your cousin did right.
Because you think about it, like if your cousin was still paying for everything, I'm sure she would have been on the phone or a group chat with her girlfriends. Like, I made this simp, buy my way here. And
Yep. You know how it go.
Yeah.
All right. So this might be a weird question.
Go for it.
It makes sense. So after the first time, right? Y'all get with somebody. If you're married, I'm married, so this is a hypothetical question. After the first time, y'all link up, you know, what is the next move? How do you determine the next move? Like, is there a relationship there? Is there a relationship beforehand? How do
Mm.
you how do you what if it was bad and y'all had agreed to be in a relationship, but y'all hadn't had sex, and then when y'all finally had sex, it was bad? How how does it
Okay.
how does it go? Like walk me down a scenario, like
I
let's
got you.
say, talk to me.
Did you want to go first, ma'am? I go first if you want.
Yeah, go ahead and go first.
All right. All right. Well. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, like after the first time, first of all, and once again, I don't do the whole braggadocious, this and the thing. But
Facts.
first, I definitely try to not try. You put your best foot forward
It's
when
an
it comes to,
audition.
yeah, you want the audition to be great, right?
Definitely.
So
It's
I put
definitely
my
an
best foot
audition.
forward, first of all, and once the best foot before. So to answer your question, I haven't had like a bad experience for the first time because I put my best foot forward. Things of that nature. I get callbacks, so I'm sure that's a good sign. Uh, so
It's a good sign.
yeah, so you put your best foot forward, and as far as like the whole "what are we" thing, I really kind of just go with the flow. Like after the first time, we'll talk on the phone, get to know each other more. Learn about each other. Like I'm talking about, you could be a grown ass man and you just be on the phone for hours, with
Mm-hmm.
with that particular person, and
Mhm.
you just get to learn them. So that's really that's been my approach, and actually that was my approach with my wife. Like we got to know each other a lot, in the first place. Just learn like what are our likes or dislikes. I'm talking about in general, not like sexual, but just like what type of things do you like to do in your spare time. I just really want to learn somebody, whether that's before the do or after the, you just really want to learn somebody
Facts.
if you take that person serious. So
Now
I,
see,
yeah.
now see, first dates, first
Mhm.
humps can turn into lifelong experience. I am a witness to that.
There you
You know what
go.
I'm saying?
That's true.
I got married with my wife after, you know what I'm saying? It was love at first hump, I guess you can call it.
Okay.
But but yeah, some experiences, like I've been in situations where um I've waited to get with a woman 90 days, 60 days, however much I've waited, but I was so intrigued by the personality that um the sex didn't come. But when the sex finally did come, you know how they say, yeah, that's the if you know a person mind, the chemistry in the bedroom gonna work. That ain't always the case, but
It's
it's
not.
it's
Mm.
it's 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 more times than not the case. But in this case, yeah, I waited, and when it happened, I was disappointed.
You was disappointed.
So yeah, I was disappointed.
Okay.
And it was like we talked about having a relationship. We were gonna make things happen. And then, the funny thing about this story is, normally if something is bad, the person that is bad too gets ghosted. She
Hmm.
actually tried to ghost me like it was my fault. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know whether to celebrate or be mad. Like
Like,
I was
hold
going
on, that wasn't my fault.
I
That
was
wasn't
gonna
my
ghost
fault.
you
Pillow
because
princess.
this bad performance. But then she was like, you know what? Um, it was just her excuse. This is a real true story. Her excuse was, it was just too good, and I'm just not ready, and I'm just not over my ex, and I felt I violated him because I told him I was gonna wait, and he locked up, and I should have been honest with you, et cetera, et cetera. I had a whole different point of view. Like, nah, this ain't it. You hyped me up. You talked all that stuff, and I was very disappointed. It's like watching a dancer dance and dance and dance, and you be feeling like, oh, they good as hell in the bed, and then they stiff as a board. Yeah, that's what that shit was like. Yeah, I was like, yeah. So in a way, I felt good about that, but I was like, yeah, this situation. Yeah. So and because of her, I haven't been a big advocate of waiting. You know, I feel like, yeah, we got to get this interview ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Because
I feel you.
I don't want to go another 6 months talking and getting to know you and being around you 3 months, 6 months, 5 months, however many months, and then the sex is not what it is. Now, the sex is not the most important aspect of a relationship, but the physical is important. You have to have some type of physical chemistry in the bed. Miss JANAE.
Yes.
What you thinking?
So back in my younger years, I'm not one of the women who were like, oh, you can't have sex on first date, because it's all about like a vibe for me. Sex is fun for me. I guess that's why I made my husband, because it's fun. You know, I don't see it as, it doesn't always have to I just, whatever. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. It doesn't always have to be like ending a relationship. Like for me, sex didn't always have to be like, oh, the sex is good, let's jump in a relationship, because sex can be great and dude could be trash. You know, you just got good sex. So after the first time, you know, get to know somebody, see what they're really like, look at their actions, you know, might smash one more time. If might get one more in before you like, nah, you trash, let me roll
have
out.
Y'all stayed with someone you wasn't sexually happy with?
No, I can't do it.
Because you were so in love with the personality and, you know, the time spent and the attention and all of that. Did you feel like, because there's a saying, 5 inches feels like 10 when you in love. And I was like,
5 inches is 5 inches.
But you know what? To answer your point, like, you know, like you don't fall. I think you have. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like you would have sex first before you even fall in love with that person. So if you're having sex before you fall in love with the person, like JANAE said, that 5 inches is gonna feel like 5 inches because you don't love that person yet anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? But,
what happens if you do love them?
I mean, if you do love them, well, at least from me, my personal experience, you know, I feel like there needs to be some type of sexual chemistry first, you know, before, or also, yeah, anyway, you know, like I said, just as I mentioned, I feel like sex becomes before love in the first place. And so you have sex the first couple of times and you can try to kind of see, okay, we're both at the same level of sexual chemistry. So we can make this work. And I feel like love can come sometime after that.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
but,
I agree.
Yeah, but to your point, like if something happens to where, I don't know, some medical thing came and like maybe all of a sudden sex is painful for your girlfriend or your wife, but you already love them, then yeah, I would stay in that situation. You know, but it would have to be a situation where like something has happened where we no longer can have, you know, the type of sex we used to for whatever reason. Yeah, I would still love that person.
Right. But that's because you form like a different bond. Like, you know, what you have transcends sex and the physical aspect of it. So, but that's because you know, you've built that with the person, you know, with your wife or with your husband. For me, with my husband, I've built that. So if something medically were to go wrong, or, you know, sometimes people's hormones just get,
they just change.
Human bodies are tricky and very fickle.
Yeah, I definitely believe sex is not better than love, but sex should definitely come before you fall in love.
I do.
I think that's definitely important, you know, because like I said, you could be all into this person and then they could not be satisfied with you, or you could not be satisfied with them, and now you just wasted all this time trying to establish a bond, and that was not there. That's like having great sex but a bad personality. Like
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
you know, we can have the best sex in the world, but if you treat me like shit, I kind
Can't
of don't want to
stay.
deal with you. We just gonna be two smashing buddies or something.
That's
You know,
it.
we can't be in no relationship because I like to be respected. You know.
Yeah, this topic reminds me of this. There was like this YouTube series I used to watch a few years ago, which is very good. It was actually produced by Issa Rae, if I'm not mistaken. It was like this YouTube series called Giants. I don't know if anybody has heard of it or not.
I haven't heard of that one.
But like it's about like this guy from the South. He moves to LA and he wants to try to make it big as an actor. He falls on rough times and he becomes a gigolo to make extra money. Long story short, the this wife hires him to be a gigolo. I mean, for his services. And like, well, actually, not even the wife, but he just got hired, but he didn't know who hired him. So he gets there, and it's a guy in a wheelchair who was just like, "Yeah, my wife is waiting for me in the bedroom. I'm in a wheelchair. I can't satisfy her no more, so I'm cool with it." And that was like a very awkward situation for him. But like some people, as wild as that scenario is, some people even have those type of exceptions. It's like I can't.
Could you do it?
You said what?
Could you do it? Could y'all do that?
If I'm in the woods, nah, man.
Knowing that you couldn't.
Hey, I'm gonna get my cunnilingus skills up higher.
Yeah. Like I don't know if I could knowingly be like, go ahead, or like, hey, I got such and such set up for you. A hotel room. You just show up, and I don't know if I could knowingly do that. Like I'm.
But you know what? Doing that?
Huh?
Nah, bruh. No, listen. I'm gonna be completely honest. There's like no way in hell, if I can't satisfy you, then yeah, you need to go ahead on and leave me. Because there's no way, no way in hell I'm giving another dude. Listen, I won't even engage in a threesome with another dude and my wife. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if you moan a little bit too loud for this dude, it's finna be a fight. So it's like
it's an issue.
I'm not finna be sitting here. I'm gonna just sit out here while y'all gone in the room and kick it. And no, like I feel like honestly, like the whole wheelchair scenario, that's different. But if it's just I don't physically satisfy her, then
let's leave.
We might as well just break up.
Might as well just leave it alone.
I ain't co-sign. Yeah, I ain't co-signing that.
Nah, I feel you. I can't do it neither. Smash, I couldn't.
Yeah. And see, I think that's real to like actually admit that you can't do it. Sometimes I feel like people who say they can, and then their spouse go off and do it, and then low key in their feelings, like just be honest. If you can't,
because you can never look at your mate the same.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You can never, you can't, I can't look at you as the woman that I married, knowing that damn well this dude, somebody just laid cock to your ass.
Exactly.
Last night,
we best friends now because
like nailed you to the cross. Like I can't do that to you, but you want us to be cool? No.
Nah.
I'm gonna have all kind of thoughts,
We're not spouses anymore. We roommates.
We roommates.
Because when people cheat, you got dudes out here that will ask the most important question. And I stopped asking this question because I already know and I don't want to know. Did you suck his dick? This is the main question dudes ask. Like we don't even get mad that you fucked another dude. We care if you did that one thing to him. So then I had to learn, like, dog, I don't even ask. If you cheated on me, if you come off and say, hey, I cheated, I pretty much know what that entails because I pretty much know you. And I know
it. Yeah, that right there.
Yeah, I pretty much know you. So I know you're not having sex without sucking dick. So I don't even ask.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
We got another topic. My mate said we can't be friends. Now, let me go deeper. JANAE, me and you been friends 10 years. Never been intimate, never been nothing. We've been friends. We've been kicking it. You get a new guy. He doesn't like you having a male best friend. He doesn't like that. He tells you you got to dead that. It's not what we doing. If we gonna start and build something over here, you got to dead that. You rocking with that? How do 10 years or somebody new, somebody that's rocking your world or somebody that's been in your world? How do you find a balance and how do you choose in that situation?
We can't be together because I can't be with anybody that's insecure. Like if you don't trust that I'm telling you we're just friends. And I'm not one of those people who say, oh no, you can't have no female friends. I'm not with that because you need a balance in your life. Like I
Facts.
do believe men and women need to be friends because it helps you get a perspective, especially if and I know, like, we say, well, my mate's my best friend, but sometimes you need an outside perspective that's of the same
Facts.
sex, of the opposite sex to kind of sometimes
Facts.
understand
Yeah.
what your person going through. Because, we get blinded by the husband and wife stuff sometimes, or the boyfriend and girlfriend stuff. And sometimes you just need to take a step back and be like, yo, you need to, my dude, what's wrong with my man? Like, and know that your friend of the opposite sex is not going to tell you anything stupid that would jeopardize your
Exactly.
relationship, so and that's the type of friendships that I have. I don't have anybody that's going to try to jeopardize my relationship. So if you can't rock with my friends, whether male or female, and that relationship is tried and true and it's not a hurtful one or one to break up, then I can't rock with that person.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Ryan?
can't do it.
No, I agree with her, man. Like, yeah, if because like that's the thing, especially if it's like a brand new relationship or a relationship that's not even a year old. But I got like a childhood female friend that we've never been intimate with. Like
Right.
I can't rock with that. Cause you mess around and you leave me and then all of a sudden I carried the shit out of my female friend. Now she don't want to
Right.
talk to me no more because I deaded our relationship.
Yeah.
I deaded my friendship for this relationship that
Right.
didn't work anyway. So now
Because
I can't.
what happens if that relationship doesn't work out?
That's it.
That's
You
my
losing
point.
all your friends.
You
And
done
that's
bumped
not
this friend off, and now it's like
mhm.
I find. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. One thing about me is relationships come and go.
That's true.
Real friends don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you can't accept this friendship, then you pretty much ain't gonna be able to accept me, because one thing about me, I don't turn my back on my friends.
Right.
No matter what you do, no matter how you feel, I don't turn my back on my friends.
Yeah. So
I
true.
stand by. So we both are gonna be. This is gonna be both our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That like
loyalty is everything. I can't just turn my back on somebody every time somebody, with the vice grip come around. That's a
right.
temporary that's a
Yeah,
That's a
that
temporary
temporary
got
thing.
feeling.
gone. Mm-hmm.
You know
Like
what I'm
I don't know
saying?
you that, and just like back to what we said, what you doing after after the first time. Like I might not necessarily know you that well,
Yeah.
and for you to be like, you got to dump your friends and be with me, red flag. Nope.
Yeah. Like
Red
you
flag.
said, yeah, like you said earlier, that's some insecure stuff right there. For like
Mm-hmm.
whether
Yeah,
it's
I
a
think
man or a woman who's saying that, that's insecure.
Yeah, was
yeah,
insecure.
I think that is a sign of insecurity, because um I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of like that when I first got married. It was like, well, not even when I first got married. It was just, you hear things about,
Mm-hmm.
your listen, your girl comes home and tells you a whole bunch of stories about her and her female friends and the shit that they went through
Yeah.
and shit that they done. Oh yeah, I held her purse while she went in the club bathroom and sucked this dude up. Ooh,
Yeah.
Mm.
shit like that
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
you be
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
don't
Like
think I
you.
want you hanging with that
No.
friend.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Mm-mm.
hear
like,
you. Are you calling somebody? Your female, my friend. I do have a friend. She was calling somebody. Oh, he like my brother. No, y'all don't do brotherly stuff. Y'all
okay,
don't
so
do brother
listen.
sister stuff. That's not
I
your
got a
brother.
problem with that too.
Uh huh.
Listen, I talked about this on an episode. I don't. If I call you my sister, you are truly my sister.
Right.
I'm not calling somebody that I used to hump on my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
Exactly. Because
it's just
that's
weird
gross.
to me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nasty.
That's gross.
that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird as hell. But listen
Mhm.
now, some people, I don't know if people, because I'll say this. I still have my best friend. She's a female.
Mhm.
And we hadn't seen each other in like 2 or 3 years. So, and she had a new dude. So now I came to Minnesota to visit, but I had my family with me. You know what I'm saying? I had my kid's mother, and I had some of my kids with us. She picked us up, she took us to the hotel room. We couldn't check in the hotel, but so we went and hung out at her house or whatever. She finally dropped us back off at the hotel room. And then about an hour later, she calling me saying, well, tell, such and such what's going on. He think me and you was creeping at a hotel room and all this and all that. And I'm like,
You got
no, that ain't
kids.
what happened, dog. I got my kids. I got my baby mama with me.
Yeah.
That ain't that kind of party. We are
Right.
we friends.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to pull up with her to see it for himself.
Oh wow.
Like because he didn't believe it, and I get it. So what happened to be a super big misunderstanding turned out to be he seen what it was. And now, because it was a point in time where I felt like, yeah, this gonna be a problem anytime we try to kick it. But after the first time, and he saw what it was, and he saw that, this ain't nothing going on, because this is somebody I've been friends with since I was 10 years old.
Right.
We never saw each other like that, because in my eyes, she was one of the guys. She dressed like one of the guys. She wanted to outrun, outfight all us. So we never looked at each other like that. So sometimes that's what it is. That's what it takes. You got to sit down and have a conversation with the person, because my friend is happy. That's what I be thinking. You know what I'm saying? And even now, listen, when I got married and we needed a witness, I called her. This was my wife's first time meeting her.
Okay.
Totally different reaction. My wife had never met her before. My wife was actually appreciative that, I think she would have rather had met her before, but the fact of it was our schedules always clashed.
Yeah.
So
because
when
you get grown up.
Yeah. When I needed her for one of the most important days of my life, she came through with no hesitation. So that's what a true friend is. So my wife, I think she understood, like, yeah, that's a true friend. You needed her and she came, and and so yeah, I think it's crazy. Like, males and females can be friends.
They can.
We got to stop this narrative that anytime a male and a female is friends, they fucking each other.
Yeah.
That's not always the case. Ryan, you got female friends?
Yeah, I do. I got female friends, and my wife knows about them. We have a very transparent marriage.
Exactly.
I don't hide anything from. Now, I do think the only exception to the rule is, like, if there's like a female friend who you used to be intimate, I think that could get a little tricky.
Yeah.
I do think you might need to tread lightly with that.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah.
But I think you got to be upfront with them. You don't want to tell them, yeah, we ain't never been intimate, and then it comes out that y'all have.
Yeah.
You gotta be upfront. I think women will be acceptable to men, to their guys having a female friend if they're out and open through the gate. They ain't sneaking around.
Now wait a second. Do you think males will feel the same way about women when we do that? Because for me, I feel like in y'all's brain, because y'all are men, it's always in the back of your head. Always in the back. Like,
I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
I be thinking, like,
you know what she used to do with him?
Any dude that want to be your friend want to fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
See,
like,
and
I used to have that complex. Like, Yeah, he waiting on you, on me to fuck
Mhm.
up so you can go complain to him, and then he can be used that, I've been here. I always liked you. I always, but
I'm here for you.
I
Whatever.
am that
I
guy.
admit, I agree with that. I do
I
agree with
have
that.
been that guy. Like, yeah, I've been here. It's that I've taken vulnerable situations with female friends, and this is why we couldn't be friends anymore, because I felt like, a shoulder to cry on is definitely a dick to ride on. I was a big advocate for that. I was a big advocate for that because
yeah.
we guys and women, we listen. I paid attention to what he did wrong, so I knew not to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't sincere, I just knew what not to do. And once it was time for me to get into the game, I knew I'm gonna get in my right spot so I can get the right shots.
Right.
So it was like, yeah, I definitely used to feel like, yeah. But see, she can have friends. That don't bother me.
Right.
It's just it's certain ground rules to that. No, your friend can't come over while I'm at work.
Yeah.
No, y'all can't
Same.
be
Yeah. Y'all
going
can't hang out by yourself.
yeah, you can't be going on late night restaurants and we just hanging out. He coming in town. Oh, okay, that's cool. Nah, we ain't doing all that.
Like daytime stuff. All of us should be together.
He can't call at 2 a.m. in the morning talking about, what's going on. I just wanted to catch up and see how you doing. No, not at no 2 a.m., dog.
That's if it's 2 a.m., somebody better be almost dying, dead, or on the side of the road. Yeah, on the side of the road, and really like it's the last thing.
Like you can come out. You can come out and if he dying or something at 2 a.m. and you the first person he can call, cool. But all that, he coming. He just want to check on me and see how I'm doing. Check on the fat. No.
But not to your point, I know that exists because when I was younger and much more immature, I was that friend waiting in the wings, and when dude fucked up, I was right there for the rebound. So it definitely happens.
I think that's why I was a professional side dude at one point.
There you go. It happens.
It happens.
Like I was a professional side dude. I had a real big thing with monogamy because I knew I was out here living foul. So I knew that I wasn't going to commit to nobody. So I was a professional side chick. I stayed in the game because the female friends that I associated myself with were always going to have men problems. So I was good in the game, and that's how I liked it. Like, if you out here doing grimy, you get grimy. And so, I know a lot of females friends that I had, they were not committed. So it wasn't like I was ever gonna be in a relationship with them. They weren't committed because when he would piss them off, they would call me. So I knew, like, what happens if it's me? Well, let's say we do decide to get together. No, I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
Right. And don't let that female friend stop complaining to you about her man. Oh, all of a sudden, my whole response was like, man, if I was him, I wouldn't be doing this and
I've always learned that. I learned, like, you only say certain things. You don't, because you just have to, as a woman, and y'all are proving the point, you have to set boundaries to protect yourself, because we do get emotional. We do sometimes need to vent. Some of the stuff, my man does is silly. But I've learned how sometimes, okay, should I vent to another man? Nope. Let me talk to my safe people that I need to talk to.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you are in a relationship or you are married, there is no way you should be venting to the opposite sex.
I'm gonna talk to another woman who's married,
men
who's older than me.
That
I ain't talking
down talking your mate, and
exactly.
That's a no.
So JANAE, like you wouldn't like vent to, like, I don't know, your family. Like if you had had a biological brother, you wouldn't vent to your brother.
I have that's different. I have a biological brother, so I do talk to him sometimes because I need a perspective. But I know I can talk to my brother because my brother isn't trying to smash.
Right,
You
exactly.
know
That's
what I'm
different.
saying?
That's
So I can
different.
talk to my brother
But
or like an uncle or like, but you also still, you know, you have to be careful because those people are protective of you.
even
So
even
like,
even
and
then, yeah.
yeah, they're protective of you. So, you know, you might be mad, and this is something my mom taught me. Like, you can't vent to everybody about all your problems because, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you get mad, you vent, that person mad, and then you go back
Yeah.
with your mate and you make up and y'all hunky dory and happy, but you know, the person you vented to still mad.
Yeah, they
You
still
know,
beefing.
so
Listen,
exactly.
listen. And that too,
Uh-huh.
because y'all remember that scene in Baby Boy when Snoop Dogg called Tyrese from jail
Mm-hmm.
and he
Mm-hmm.
broke down everything that was going on in Tyrese's
Yeah,
house
exactly.
and he wasn't
Exactly.
even there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is like the worst feeling in the world for an outsider to know
Yeah.
everything in your house. And
Mm-hmm.
when you could have been the one that was being vented to, now you got to go
Right.
vent to your ex. You got to go vent to a nigga
Mm-hmm.
that wants you. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's a whole nother problem in itself. So I always
exactly.
feel like if you have a problem with somebody, with your mate, you're supposed to communicate with your mate.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah,
okay to
I
seek
completely
advice
understand. Yeah.
from the pastor or one of your friends that's married, but don't take advice from your single friends. I'm gonna tell you
No,
right now.
no, don't ever do that. No,
I'm gonna
no.
tell you right now, because it's always gonna be leave that dude. He ain't good for you.
Or yeah,
Leave him,
or your guy friends that are say, man, leave that chick. You know it's a whole bunch of other
man.
women you
Mm-hmm.
can get hooked up with, you know.
Yep.
We could go to our old, you know,
Go to,
make it
Facts.
happen.
yeah, go to our old stomping grounds,
Yeah, go to
pick
our
up
old
some
spot.
drinks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hot take. Thanks for listening to Back the House. Let's give a special shout out to our brand of the week. I know what time it is.
All right, so listen, this segment is we give shout outs. Shout outs can be to anybody that you really feel like is out here putting in work. Ryan, you got some shout outs?
Oh man, do I? Shoot. Shout out to my homeboy, Travels in My Lifetime. He is an avid traveler. He has a YouTube channel, same name. Yeah, I'm sorry, his YouTube name is Travels with Preston. But either way, if you ever are curious about a place to go to, I don't care where it is, he's probably been there. And
Mm-hmm.
you go to his YouTube channel or his Instagram, and it's very educational. So his Instagram is Travels in My Lifetime. You just put underscores under each word, or Travels with Preston in his YouTube, and it is very educational if you're into traveling to anywhere. I don't care if it's Ecuador, if it's LA. The guy's passport is pretty full.
Okay. Miss Janae.
All right. So I want to give out to my good sis, Erlene, Erlene. Her podcast name is Elise. She has a podcast. She has two podcasts. And she's just doing like really big things right now, and I'm super proud of her.
Okay.
She started in the like I kind of pushed her to start her podcast because she was like, I'm not gonna do it. And I said, girl, what's the worst that could happen? Like, what you gonna do? But
Exactly.
since she stepped out of her shell, like she is a force. She's being a force. Her podcast is called Shall We Proceed? And she has another one that I can't think of, and I'm sorry, I still got pregnancy brain. I'll be forgetting
It's all good.
everything. So
It's all good.
my bad. I'll be forgetting everything. But I'm giving her a shout out because she's also going to be one of the speakers at Black Pod Collective. They're having a what, I can't even talk. They're having a meeting thing. It's coming up, and she's one of the speakers, and she's just doing big things. So, Erlene, if you hear this, shout out, girl. I'm proud of you.
Okay.
It's dope.
Mhm.
For me, I'm gonna shout out the Opinion Hated podcast. Shout out to them. They dope as hell. Two dope brothers. The Unapologetic podcast, the
Mhm.
Black Girls Gone Wild podcast, and the Get It Off Your Chest podcast. Shout out to them,
Mhm.
man. I'm gonna shout out you guys, man, because I know you know how busy y'all are. So the fact that y'all came and hollered at me is very appreciative for me. So this is not the first time. This is the first time, but it won't be the last that we collab. And I just want to say, man, people, this is what it's about, coming together and just having really, really good conversations, which brings me to my main topic tonight.
Let's get it.
You ready for the hot topic? We got the juice. It's going down. Oh, we gonna play some poker today.
Ooh, I like this topic.
I like that.
I like that. Oh yeah.
All right. The main topic of tonight is intimacy dead?
I love that question.
Yeah.
Are you opening up some more, or can we answer?
Go ahead.
I personally speak, I don't think it's dead. I really don't think it's dead, especially, you know, if you're in a serious relationship or married. I feel like you need. I think intimacy is very important, you know, in order to keep your relationship, your marriage, or whatever you got going on to striving. Like, you know, like you can't, if without intimacy, you just can't get into this whole let's just do and make it a chore. And matter of fact, if you really want to get deep into it, intimacy starts before the sexual needs, in my opinion. Intimacy can start with something like, you know, my wife had a long day, she's just not coming home from work. You know what? Let me change roles and let me cook for the wife. Let me cook for the family so my wife can get a break. Next thing you know, your wife is looking at you little lovingly, because it's like, damn, he really.
She got some rest.
She got some rest.
She got some energy.
Exactly. She got some rest. She got some energy. My man is cooking for me, so I could, you know, just kick my feet up for a little bit, and stuff like that could, you could benefit from that. So if there's any younger guys who may be in a relationship, something like that, intimacy doesn't always mean making out before sex. Intimacy starts with just random acts of kindness that is putting your mate first, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think intimacy, see, people have to know the difference between intimacy and sex. They're two different things. You know, a lot of people mix them in together, and it's not. And that's where the problems come at. It's two different things.
Yeah.
It's two intimacy doesn't always mean sex. It just means time spent. It could mean us reading a book together.
Right.
It could mean us praying together. It's different forms of intimacy. JANAE, what do you think?
Nope, it's not dead, but you have to work at it. So if you feel like it's dead, that means that you're not putting in the work that you need to. You know, if you're, and I totally agree with y'all. Intimacy is not just sex. Like, you should be able to see, you know, like you said, if your wife is tired and you're like, dang, you know, let me see, what can I do to fulfill the need for her? That's intimacy, because you see inside of me that something that I'm lacking or something that I need. And I used to laugh at this. Somebody said this and I was like, that is so corny. But intimacy is into me, I see. So you're seeing inside of me and the needs that I need met to make me feel whole. Like, you see that I'm running and I'm running and I'm running into the ground and I'm tired. I'm not telling you what I need because I know it's just the work that I got to do. But if you are practicing intimacy with your partner, you're able to meet those needs, you know, their love language. You're seeing what they need for their love language to be fulfilled. And then, you know, it can lead to other things. It gives people a chance to be like, okay, I feel connected with you because I see that you see me, you know, and let's, you know, let's move on to the next step, which people think is sex, but intimacy comes it's totally different from sex. Totally.
Because you can definitely have sex without intimacy.
You sure can.
You know, and that's what people don't seem to understand. It's a difference, you know.
It is.
I know sometimes I had a struggle with that. Like, I used to always had thought like, yo, you know, this is when women used to tell me that, hey, I need you to be more intimate with me. And it was like I had the damnedest time in my mind thinking like, what do you mean? I'm
I'm
giving you
laying it down.
every I'm giving you every stroke I got in me.
Right.
And you know, being young, you don't I didn't know nothing about emotional intimacy. I didn't know nothing about intellectual physical intimacy.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about that. I just thought it was purely sex. And then I had to grow up and realize that emotional intimacy is like the greatest thing in the world to, you know, to tell your loved ones. You when you telling someone you love them, yeah, that's cool.
But
But
what are you doing to show it?
how are you showing that?
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
words without actions is just words. You know, I will understand the deeper meaning of love if you're saying it and you're showing me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I
So
don't
true.
mean the love as a kid. Parents used to say, well, you know, this is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you. No, it's not.
I don't want
No, it's
that.
Right.
I don't want that. Yeah.
So I had to ask myself, like, do ask yourself, do you look forward to coming home from work so you can relax and be yourself with your partner? That's a form of intimacy.
Yes.
Man, that is
That's key.
big.
Or
That's key.
how can you tell your brother or your sisters anything and you won't be and they won't judge or you won't be judged? You know,
Right.
that's a form of intimacy. The
Yeah.
fact that I can open up to you and I don't have to worry about, because I get judged by the world every day. You know what I'm
Oh, that's
saying?
key.
So
That
yeah,
is.
when you come home and the first time you stayed up all night talking to your partner and you felt that spark of a connection because they felt so willing to open themselves up to you to tell you about the deep traumas they done had in their life. That's a form of intimacy.
Yeah, it is.
That's a form of, look, like, you know, holding hands, cuddling, kissing, where it don't lead to sex is a
Right.
form of intimacy. Now, granted, sometimes those things will definitely lead to sex if you're
But that's,
doing
yeah,
the
because
right
it's a
things.
form of expression. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you showing me that you love me, yeah, you know,
Mhm.
like
It could get there.
it
Yeah.
gets it gets the motor running. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
But yeah,
But then it's
what?
go ahead.
Oh, my bad. But was it what you said? Well, you really struck a chord with me. What you said about um being able to open up to your spouse and not be judged. I feel like that's
Right.
key. That's one of the key things. You know, just that I love about my spouse. I could vent about my insecurities with my wife of going on 12 years now. I could vent to her about my insecurities, my worries, anxiety, anything, and I know I'm not going to be judged for it.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's just a ear that I could just, where she just listens, and sometimes she'll give me feedback. But
Yeah.
whatever the case is, I know I could just vent that type of stuff, show vulnerability, and not be judged. So I didn't mean to cut you off, Big Smith.
No, you didn't. You good.
Mm.
I was just gonna say, here's another intimacy level that people seem to forget about, which is spiritual.
Mm.
You know, it can look like sharing a common value like kindness, being on the same wavelength about organized religion, or feeling like you were meant to be in each other's lives. So that's a deep thing. I did some research.
Mm-hmm.
The seven key factors within an intimate relationship: trust. Definitely, you definitely got to have trust.
Yeah.
To share personal parts of yourself, like your most embarrassing secrets or your deepest fears. You
Mm-hmm.
definitely have to have trust, because I'm trusting you to tell you about me, and I
Yeah.
hope that it doesn't go further than me and you. Like when you
Yes.
get angry or mad or upset with
That
me.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Like you
I'm
throw
trust.
it back in my face. That's not fair.
Mm-mm.
Especially if we married. Like for me, that's the, like, if because tell you, I wasn't
Acceptance.
never supposed to be married. This what's happening right here in my life. I never saw that for my life. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
Because I was good. I was good being single. Like, You're good. Yeah. So for me to enter a bond like that was big. So if I can't trust you with my deepest secrets, and we said I do till death do us part, and that means that I have to trust you with my ugly parts, just like you need to trust me with your ugly parts.
Exactly.
And know that if you give me your ugly parts, I'm gonna keep them for you. I'm not gonna throw them back to you or throw them back out you. I'm gonna put them in the lockbox because that's your ugly part that you trusted me with. And it's gonna go in the lockbox. And for me, that means that you'll be more open to share more with me because you can trust me with your ugly parts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The next one was acceptance. You've established some intimacy when you feel like a person accepts you for who you truly are. Like, your music playlist, your musical chase, the choices of the foods that you eat, your taste of movies, your taste of your hobbies, things like that. Like, you can truly accept that person for no matter what. You can truly accept them. The next one was honesty. Honesty, it says honesty and intimacy feed one another. You often can't have one without the other. You feel comfortable telling your partner exactly how you feel, in part because you become so close to each other. And in the very same vein, every time you open up, you can grow a little bit closer. You'll know your partner is willing to listen the next time you want to share something personal. Yeah. I agree with that. Honesty, intimacy is all about being truthful with each other, no matter what it is. That's how you build unto the next characteristic, which is safety. If I feel safe with you and you feel safe with me, then nothing around us is gonna bother us. Nothing around us is going to get to us because we're on our own little island and we feel like this is what it is. The next one was compassion. You gotta have it. You gotta have it.
Yeah.
Feeling cared about is a lovely feeling.
It is. Yeah.
Greatest feeling in the world, knowing there's somebody in this world that cares about you and your well-being.
That's true. That's so true.
And the next one is affection.
That's important.
Yeah.
I think no relationship really thrives without affection. You need it.
Yep.
And the last one, communication. Got to be able to talk to you. Got to be able to be heard as well as hear.
Oh, things can get so frustrating if you don't have communication. I swear.
It does. And then that's where like arguments start.
Yeah.
If there's no communication, arguments are going to start. Attitudes get flared up because I don't feel like you talking to me anyway. So,
you never know if that person's unhappy if you're not communicating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you hit that one thing. Oh, I thought you said no. You didn't think anything because you didn't talk to me.
That right there. Like, well, I thought you said nope because we never talked about it. So what do you think I said? And that's when the attitudes get there, and that's when arguments start because you don't ever listen to what I said. I told you.
Facts.
And the hand starts to move in.
Then the clothes get to getting bleached. Games get to getting thrown out. Cars get keyed. Oh man.
I'm not keying a car. Like if I'm married to you and we got a miscommunication, I do like silly petty stuff. Like I'm gonna hide your deodorant.
Yeah, man. I just feel like intimacy, if there are ways to improve intimacy, if you feel like you are lacking something, you definitely should sit down and talk about it before it gets worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So true.
That's why so many marriages and so many relationships end prematurely because no one's listening to each other and they don't have the tools and the keys to get up and talk about things. So
that's true.
The payout, baby. It's the payout, baby. Last call. Don't hold your breath. Get it off your chest.
All right now.
All right, so listen, this is the last segment of the show. It's called Final Thoughts. It could be about whatever. Doesn't matter, whatever's on your heart. But in the midst of giving me you guys his final thoughts, let everybody know where they can find you. Let everybody know what you got coming up. And Miss JANAE, we're gonna start with you.
All right. Well, you can find me on all social media, Confessions from a Red Couch. You can find old episodes at confessionsfromaredcouch.com. And like I said, right now I'm on a hiatus, and as y'all can see, he's being nosy. He wants to be on camera. So this is what I'm doing right now. But thank you so much for getting me back started again. I do appreciate it because I know I need to get going again. So I totally appreciate that. So yeah, find me on all things Confessions from a Red Couch. Yes, I do have a red couch. As you can see, I'm sitting on it. And yeah.
Ryan, talk to me.
All right. Well, not to put JANAE on the spot, but if you ever need a guest, I'll find you. This is my first interaction with you. I find you very, very dope. If you ever get back to the swing of things of the podcast, I'd love to chop it up if you need a guest. I'm not in Texas, but I can do the Zoom thing, whatever.
Oh, that's perfect, because that's what I've been doing. So let's chop it up.
All right. All right. Well, as far as my final thought, man, I might add, Big Smash, I felt like this podcast was very, very well organized. I appreciate the sound effects, just an organization of the topics. And just my final thought on the whole intimacy is dead thing, and then I'll get my quick plug. My final thought is like, ironically enough, and pause if necessary, I first learned about the true definition of intimacy when I was at a men's retreat for like this Bible retreat thing I went to like years ago, and that's when they were saying like it was mainly like more like the old school folks schooling us young dudes about intimacy is not all about having sex with your woman, or like if you're a newlywed, intimacy. Pretty much breaking out what you just said, Big Smash. So I find that it could be ironic where you can like learn intimacy, or I find it very dope that you can have like older mentors who can actually school you, so you don't have to make the same mistake that they did. But other than that, man, I'm trying something new. I have a new YouTube page that I just opened up in January. I'm a huge movie buff. I'm a huge fan of film and TV series, and so I'm trying this whole movie review thing. So if you're into it, maybe you want to know about a movie before you waste your money, go to Just My Opinion with Ryan. Just simply put that into YouTube, and please subscribe. Just My Opinion with Ryan.
We're gonna have to talk.
Okay.
Right, same, because I'm the same way. I love movies.
We're gonna have to talk because I am like the biggest.
Yeah.
Let's chop it up. I'm down, man.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I feel like, and I just subscribe to you too. I feel like
let me go do that.
Intimacy is not dead. It's just the right people have to be taught how to be intimate.
Exactly.
Listening to the older people who have been through the things that we've been through, like Ryan said, it's always good to have a mentor. You're never too old to have a mentor. I'm gonna have an episode on that really soon. You're never too old to have a mentor. Like, I don't care how old, just like you're never too old to go back to school. You're never too old to not have a mentor. I'm a different dude. I like bringing different people together. I was excited about getting you two on because I knew it was going to be some similarities going on, and I love doing that. I do a lot in this podcast world, so anytime I can talk to new people, I feel good about it.
Yes.
Man, final thought for me though is, listen, you have to learn how to build your partner up. Don't be the person that tears them down. The world does that enough.
So
the world
true.
tears. I fight the world problems every day. When I walk into my house, I'm at peace. I don't want to hear about no negativity. I don't want to. No, we don't do that here. The world is already in enough wars. I'm not finna have the war at home. So, be your mate's peace, men and women. Be your mate's peace. That's how we gonna close that out. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all. Definitely, everybody's listening. Go get in tune. I'm waiting on the red couch to come on back. We waiting. Parenthood is a beautiful thing.
It is.
This is your first kid, right?
Yes. And when I tell y'all I'm enjoying this,
cherish
like,
it.
I am, because this first and last.
So cute and cuddly.
Look, I'm old.
Yeah.
So I needed to get it out.
They so cute and cuddly in the beginning, but then they get older. I've been through it 9 times. So
man,
I'm
let me
learning.
tell you, I'm giving you all the kudos because I don't know how you did that.
Salute.
I don't know how you did that 9 times.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna tap back in with y'all real soon.
Okay.
Definitely a supporter. I support everything that's going on. So I'm gonna let you guys go. We appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. Catch us on the next one. Y'all know.
Peace.